Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. I am playing with the Holiday Treats bag die set. You can see here, it comes with, you purchase them separately, but it comes with a couple of little different handles. And we've got the snowman, and these are the handles that I have. So I don't have that yellow one that you can see in the packaging. And also comes with this little decorative border, super cute. Everything's done. Everything is done. So you need two of these, which is the pocket and the decorative thing. I mean, the decorative thing, you can go with what you please. Basically the two pink things that I'm pointing to, they are stitched outlines. You need two of those if you're going to do it. This one, you only need one. And the handles, you only need one. So there's options, but you do need to have obviously, at least one of the pockets, if not two. And you do need this bigger panel that I'm going to show you very shortly. Like a few of my videos recently, I'm going to do a disclaimer and apologize for my voice. I have been quite sick with chest infections and asthma type of things. So I'm getting there. So I apologize. Hopefully by the time my next video, I should be much better. So on the score lines, you just fold them up. And so we're going to have these little tabs that are going to make the little box. And you just fold them in, give them a little hold while the glue settles. And then you've got the gusset of the box, and then you've got little tabs that you glue onto your back panel. This die set is very, very easy to put together. So this is the part that we need one. I have cut it from some just navy cardstock out of my stash, and we're going to form like a little W, so we got a valley which goes down, mountain goes up, valley. I have sponged that with a little bit of black soot. Now, with sponging, I don't know about you, but always with me, I end up with a little bit on the back. I'm not worried about that. But one thing you could do, if you have a thin piece of cardstock, so nothing terribly thick, I don't really know American card bases and your pounds, but I'm thinking maybe like an 80-pound piece of cardstock. You could do them back to back, which one thing is going to make your box a bit sturdier. So using two sort of thinner cardstocks together. So keeping one super clean on the back of it and having this one that's going to be a little bit dirty because you're going to see it. I'm not worried about that. But there's options. And of course you could do darker cardstock and not sponge at all. I wanted this graduated thing. So we've got black soot, we've got prized ribbon, and then we've got down to tumbled glass. I can't see it right here. Tumbled glass. I'm reading my thing on my notes. I decided to do a little bit with the prized ribbon. Now it is quite a bright blue, so I'm tapping off on the edge and then coming in with the lighter tumbled glass. I'm just splattering a little bit of water. You let it sit, and then you have some fun background. Another thing that I thought about doing, but I decided against it, is simply doing some white splatter on that too. That would be really cool. Now, gluing our panel. So this is the panel that we've got put together. I think it's easier. I decided to do it both each way to see which way was going to be easier for me. I think it's easier to put the pockets on after, like this part. So you're going to put a little bit of glue on your smaller tabs and then adhere those flush up against your thicker cardstock. So this is the shape that we've got. You can see there I've got a little bit of ink on the back, but I'm not worried. I die cut my oval handle out of some white cardstock, and I'm not doing anything to that apart from gluing it down. A little bit of glue and then flush up against the top. I think it has a little bit of etched lining, so you could raise it up a little bit. That would be cool. But I've just done it flush, so you can just sort of see the top handles out of it. Do the same thing on the back, and that's pretty much the construction. So You have two dies. There we go. The smaller one that has stitch outline and the larger one. I'm not going to use the larger one. I think I do show it to you. You could die cut two of those. You could die one and have a very defined one on the front or that. I used an embossing folder that was just out of my stash that had some snowflakes. And this one is I've partially die cut it, or it's partially embossed it on the top. But before I did that, I used some gold embossing powder and did the Merry Christmas on the bottom. And that's basically our card. This is the extra panel that you can cut out 2 times. That leaves a nice little border. A little snowman tag. Now we are going to cut the tag out. We are going to cut the little snowman out that has little tabs. You'll see me trim those off. We've got his scarf. We've got another part to his beanie. In Australia, we call them beanies. Americans, I think you call them beanies, and I think Canadians call them something totally different, which I can't think of what it is called. Anywho, we've got the eyes, the buttons, and the little mouth. This is going to be for our little carrot, which is just a Copic of YR16, I think it is. 18. YR18, and then I've cut some arms from brown cardstock. So I'm trimming off my tabs here because we're going to use him a little bit differently. If you've been with me, I do like to play with things and try and use them a little bit differently. So there is some round circles that I've cut out of white. This is going to form the back of my little eyeballs. You could, the snowman has embossed areas where you can see where everything goes. So you could just put the black onto the eyeball holes, which is what I'm doing here. But it gives it a little bit extra dimension to put it on the white and then adhere them flat. It's only a tiny bit of dimension, but a little bit. Put his little smile down. Fight with my pickup tool to pick things up. And there's my little eyeballs. He's starting to come together. And again, all these, where to place all these elements are all clearly defined because you've got the embossed areas to see exactly where everything goes. I'm going to do a little bit of Copic colouring now, apart from his nose, which I just shoved colour on it. Firstly, I'm going to, you have these little bits that are seen on the background, but we're going to trim those out just roughly. I put a little line on at the deepest part and cut it out. Just trim it out. So it gives him a little bit more defined background. I decided to have a purple hat. Now I did trim too much off on the right hand side, but we're going to fix it. No one's going to know. No one's going to know. I will use a little bit of sticky tape to adhere my hole down again. This is what I'm doing here. Put a bit of sticky tape on the bottom, put my hole back in. Are you going to see it? You and I are going to see it because we know it's there. But no one else, the recipient of this little gift tag, is not going to notice anything too much. So I have V09, V25 and V22 for my Copic colorings. And this is just some light purple that I had in my stash to color his little hat. And so he's going to have like the theory behind it is have a little pom-pom. Okay, a little pom-pom. I could have cut this out of purple cardstock, but like the whole tag because you don't see it. I actually like it with having the white because if you look at the little snowman on the side, you can actually see it a little bit. So I like doing it this way, but you can make things easier for yourself. I'm just saying. Raise up my little the rim of my beanie, I did sort of have a little bit off-centered there. So I've just got between the V25 and now the V09 just to finish off the edges. My reds are going to be R59, R46, R24 and R22 for my scarf. So we've got an analogous colour combination really between, we've got our blues going into our purples and then going into our reds. So I knew this combination was going to look really good together. Finishing off my colouring, I do like to go over it 2 times. It's generally recommended to go over 2 times, but sometimes it's knowing the rules and knowing when to break it. And that's my little scarf. And here my little arms. And he's just about finished. I am not going to... That was me. Me waving was like, oh, you're so cute. I am not actually going to add any sparkle or bling or anything because I think he's pretty cute. We have the gold for the embossing, some snowflakes. The sparkles would look very cute, but I decided against it. I kept it pretty plain and simple. Put some chockies down there. He looks pretty gorgeous. That is my card for today, or my project for today, I should say. Here's a couple of other videos for you to watch if you so feel like it. I hope you're well. Take care, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.